here we go. Hello, everyone say a nice big hello.
Hi!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Geek Battle here on the Extreme Improv Extreme YouTube channel, as well as the Geek Battle YouTube channel. Head over to www.youtube.com/@Geek Battle. Smash that subscribe button, and with this, we're going to have lots of fun and games in this interesting blend. It's like we've been in the science lab and we have fused together like a podcast about geekiness with improvisers and a game show, and we will name someone as the Geek of the Week. We have a full lineup of the best geeks in the world here tonight, and we're going to find out which one of them is going to be this week's Geek of the Week. And we're going to start things off, as always, with our introduction round, where our performers will introduce themselves and also give you a random geek trivia fact in the quest for a bonus point. Starting this week with Dave. Say hello to the people.
Hello to the people, I am Dave MC, travelling the multiverse. Unfortunately, I'm kind of stuck because I may have accidentally started a multiversal war. My geek fact this time, it was an accident. Sort of a president, his head, it was messy, it was just everywhere. So my geek fact would be that it was something to consider is that Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099, he tells Miles Morales that he's irregular because he wasn't supposed to be bitten, when in fact he's the irregular because he's the only Spider-Man not to be bitten by a radioactive spider.
Definitely worth the point. Marty, say hello to the people.
Hi people, this is Marty in Atlanta, Georgia, and my geek fact for today is since yesterday was the 37th anniversary of Aliens, I was reading some stuff about the movie yesterday, and apparently it was filmed in England, but apparently James Cameron did not get along very well with the English crew. Matter of fact, a lady with a tea trolley would come in every day and with snacks and tea, and he got so irritated with the fact that everybody would just stop and run over to the trolley to get tea and whatever they had on there, that he got angry and just threw the trolley, turned it over and destroyed it one day. And when he left the set, instead of giving a rousing speech like this movie's going to be so great, he basically said, "Fuck all of y'all. I hope I never see any of you again."
Well, look, something James Cameron has to understand about the English is that, as they say quite clearly in Carry On Cleo, we have a god known as Tea Up, where someone can turn up, and if they call tea up, then we will all go and get tea. It's our right, goddammit. Right, now, see, Dave gets it.
I'm not saying James Cameron is right. That's my geek fact for today.
Well, okay, so, -1 point. No, I'm joking. Right, you get a point there. Okay, Gerald, say hello to the people and give us a random geek fact.
Hello, everybody. My random geek fact is that the last name of Mario and Luigi is Mario. So it's Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Yes.
And that was brought up on the 30th anniversary of Super Mario Brothers Festival.
Absolutely. I'm going to give you a bonus point for that. Although I can add to that fact, because I know that Shigeru Miyamoto, who created Mario, was quizzed on this at one point, and he just sort of went like this. So he didn't approve, but it's too late. It's everywhere now. They are the Mario Brothers, and the only way that works is if their last name is Mario.
So according to the couple things I read is that's what he said originally, but then subsequently he's the one that actually said, yes, it is Mario.
Ah. See, he obviously was just like, wait, what is that? I thought his last name was Jumpman. No. Okay, love it. Good. I'm glad we've got that confirmed. On that note, bonus point there, Gerald. On that point, Nick, say hello to the people and give us a random geek trivia fact.
Hello, Nick. Hey, I'm Nick from Virginia.
Hi, Nick!
I walks on the beach, smoking a giant bowl of cereal, No, but
Smoking
my
a giant
random
bowl of
fact
cereal.
is that Mario, from Jumpman fame and Mario Brothers fame, is named after the landlord of Nintendo's headquarters in Santa Clara, Mario Segale.
Do you know what? I'm willing to go with the multiplier rule here, which I'm just inventing. Nick, I'm going to give you 2 points because your trivia fact bounced off of Gerald's. Now, whoever I come to next...
I have a couple more facts I can bounce off Marty.
No, not right now. Right. If anyone can now come up with a Mario fact, then we will see if we can treble it. Andy! You are muted.
The women always tell me mute yourself, so I'm just listening on their way. But what's up, world? So, Geek thing that I've heard basically recently, very recently, was someone was telling me that Google actually has goats, and instead of weeding their weed, taking out their weeds in the backyard, the goats actually do it, and now they're starting to rent it out to people, so they save on motor and gas and all that, which to me is pretty amazing. I'm New York City, so we don't have that, but it's pretty fascinating.
Wait, so Google have goats?
Google has goats.
That is definitely worth a point. It's not Mario related, so just 1 point there. But if anyone can follow this up with a goat fact, go on, Tim.
So goats are actually becoming a form of sustainable landscape management in the United States. They're also good for preventing the growth of poison ivy because goats aren't allergic to it and they love its taste. So if you place goats within a certain geographical area in a yard, they'll eat to a level of where the poison ivy can't grow back. Oh my God, I could talk about this for days. Plus, they're with compost soil, and it helps with the growth and the health of the soil and the plants in that area.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you 2 points just so that you don't go all day on this topic. But I do appreciate that we learned more about all things goaty. Now, right, okay, on goats. Welcome to Goat Battle, guys. This interesting show all about the goats. We're going to work out who is the greatest of all time. This works. Okay, who have I not come to yet? Anyone? Cap!
Hailing from the land of leopards, elephants, and crocodiles, not goats. We do have goats. Cap. Well, there is one fact that Tim forgot, that scientists could not give humans spider powers, but they actually made sheep give spiderweb, actually spew spiderweb through their udders. So that's a weird sheep fact related to ghosts.
Do you know what? I'm going to give you a point because that wasn't strictly goats. But here's the weirdest thing.
Fine. I'll give you.
Too late, Cap and Fave. Too late. Right. Okay. Now here's the weirdest thing. When I look at the comment section, First Last on YouTube gave us a comment a clear 6 minutes ago. So this predated when we were talking about goats. But they wrote, "Fun fact: goaties are named because goats have them." That is so weird. How come we ended up speaking about goats when we've got a goat fact in the comments? That is really bizarre. Now, go on then, Gerald.
I wouldn't know.
So to spin out on that, that's my brother who has pet goats. And in addition to that, so for some goat facts here, I don't know the names of these breeds of goats, but there is a breed of goats that has no ears, another breed of goats that has super long ears that literally go from their head to their feet. And then there is another goat called the fat-butted goat, which is the fatter the butt on it, the more prized it is.
Ah.
And of course, the other favorite,
goats
fainting
with
goats.
Butts that I cannot lie.
Can I hatch out on this a little bit too?
Yeah.
So there are some biological instances where goats, when they're stressed out, they will literally freeze. So like if
I do
it's
that.
It's a genetic defect, I think, where it's like, yeah, they're like, it's fight, flight, or fright, or fawn, but they are like, they just like freeze. And so there's some videos online where if you do a search, you can like scare the goats and like running away, and they're like, "Wah!" And then they just like, and then fall down. So yeah, it's interesting. And goats are the only mammals who have square pupils.
Wow, that is interesting. The whole freezing thing, it makes them incredibly easy to barbecue. It's just like literally, as soon as they, you just go up to them, it's like, I'm going to cook you, and they're like, ugh, poof, like that, and it's just like, starts, get a spit roast going. Not like that, guys.
It's
Right,
the
anyway.
mountain goat, which will be defying the laws of gravity.
Yeah. Now, anyway,
search fainting goats, and it is hysterical.
Oh my god, it's hilarious.
We'll do that, I'm sure. Now, has anyone... Let's react to some stuff. We got some bonus points and stuff going on here. But, is there anything people have seen this week? New trailers, new movies, new shows, new games? Cap, what have you seen?
I have seen... last week I seen Guardians of the Galaxy, which I did not talk about. But this week I saw Transformers, the Beast thing. And I have to say, is that... Have these movies gotten dumber, or did I just grow up? Because for some reason, I get that in the old film, like the human characters' struggle were very down. Like Sam was just a kid from the suburbs trying to get a car to impress a girl. But in this one, the humans have actually invested dramatic story. But the Transformer, for some reason, I don't buy their like trend. Like Optimus Prime is so depressed because he's bald and he's stuck on it. I'm not feeling it, buddy. In the last time, I at least had few urgencies, and most of the time he was about to die because he was getting his ass kicked by Megatron and stuff like that. But if this was like, I have enough of you, bang, save the day. It's kind of gotten gimmicky, I don't know. So that's my thoughts on that one. And the Guardians of the Galaxy one, I'll give it a simple note, is that after Spider-Man is the best Marvel movie I've seen so far. So, that's good.
Wow. Okay, anyone else? So, is this the new Transformers film? Anyone else seen that? I saw the first one with Shia LaBeouf. But after that, I kind of tuned out. Andy, tell us things.
Yeah, so same deal. I did see the new Transformers.
I have to head out. Sorry, I had to do a translation job for somebody. I'll be back next week.
Okay, Nick. We appreciate your taking the time to say hi, Nick. Bye, Nick. Ciao for now, man. Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so basically, I did see the new Transformer movie. I will say I'm not going to give spoiler alerts like he was doing, but I'm going to tell you what I thought in general. Messing with you. But I'm going to tell you what I thought in general was, I agree with what he said, though, as in, if you're one that's not into the story, go see it, because the graphics are amazing, but the story was horrendous. It's like, what the hell? But the graphics were amazing, where I was saying it about the other movie, The Flash. Terrible graphics and terrible story. So, but there you go.
Yeah, okay. No, amazing. Gerald.
So I want to throw back to something we talked about last week, the trailers for Blue Beetle. I did watch them. I liked it. I think it could be decent, but as a general action movie and not as necessarily part of anything else. So I thought it was pretty good. It seems like it could be entertaining. But the one thing I did actually really like was seeing, and I can't remember the actor's name now, comedian, but he has a mullet.
George
and it
Lopez?
is yes, it's gorgeous.
The mullet.
Because he used
Probably
to
a
have
wig. Shut up, Cap.
Oh yeah. So that might be the main reason to see it. But the kid Zolo, I think is how you pronounce his name. I thought he was very good on Karate Kid as well.
Yeah.
Or
Cobra Kai. Yeah. No, Cobra Kai is literally the best thing that's been made in the last 20 years.
Yep.
But, okay, anyone else seen things they needed to react to, or anyone else want to react to anything we've said? Marty?
Well, I've got 5 things. I'll just pick
What's
2.
the third one? No, I'm joking, man. Just whichever one you want.
I'll talk about the 2 movies that I saw this week.
Okay.
I watched 65, which is the Adam Driver gets trapped on a planet full of dinosaurs, and that's the story basically. And it's fun. You can't watch it and say, oh, it sucks, because it is what it is. It's a survival story, and there's dinosaurs, there's spaceships. It's just kind of a fun little watch. And then last night, my wife and I watched Megan, which is about the creepy doll.
Yeah.
Which, when I first saw the trailers for this, I went, oh yay, another creepy doll movie. But they actually, it's a pretty good movie. And what's funny to me is that it was advertised more like a horror movie, but it's really not. It's more sci-fi.
What movie is this?
Megan.
Oh, yeah, I've not seen that. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, it's on Amazon.
It's good.
It's on Amazon Prime here.
Ooh. I will endeavour to check that out then.
So I'm checking out these movies that are showing up on streaming, because I don't go to the theaters much anymore.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Dave, Oh no, go ahead, Gerald.
I was going to second. Megan was pretty good, and I agree. It was more sci-fi. There's a little bit of horror to it, but it really touches on like AI and some of the threats and concerns there. But I thought it was a pretty good overall movie.
Well, do you know what? It's interesting. Like, we can come to you in a second, but I'll just quickly pick up on here. Something that might be an interesting point is obviously like all the actors have gone on strike, and one of the big things which I was going to bring up today was like one of the things that I keep seeing come up about it is that for literally for extras and stuff like this, they want extras to come in, pay them once, scan them, and then put them in the background of movies forever. And it's just like this is crazy. But this is like the threat of AI, and literally some of the actors and people on strike at the moment are saying that if we don't strike now, in 3 years' time, they won't even need us, because they'll be able to do it all without us. Marty?
Well, this was also on my list, even though I watched it probably a couple of weeks ago. The first episode of the most recent season of Black Mirror deals with this very subject. The AI, actors, everything. It's very well done. It's just very well done. I'm not going to give any spoilers. Just watch. I know, David, you don't want to watch it because of the...
No, I'm not going to watch it because the first episode was forcing someone to bang a pig. And I was like, I'm done with this show forever.
Go watch this one. It's called Joan is Awful. That's the title of it.
This show is awful. I know it is, Marty.
David!
At some point I might, but I probably won't. Okay, Tim?
Just going to say the AI scanning a person. When I think of the technology that we currently have, I think, okay, how can we apply blockchain? If we're going to give residuals to scanned actors, that their likenesses are being used considerably more in one given movie or another. Does blockchain become a part of that, that function in a way? Because each blockchain is like a unique identifier. So would you apply that to... Sorry, I can nerd out on this, but anyways.
No,
would you apply blockchain
it's
to
interesting
and
stuff.
likenesses of actors?
Yeah, Gerald, you were going to come in on this?
Yeah, a couple things. I don't know if I misread it, but I thought in addition to the scanning of extras and stuff, I thought they were saying that it would be like a one-time fee, and that would be it. And then, in theory, they would use their information in perpetuity.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So they'd bring you in, pay you a day rate, and then they can just use you forever. Which means that they literally would, unless I assume that they would probably scan people in at least 8K definition, and or maybe whatever the maximum they can do now. But they because you think most extras are kind of in soft focus in the background anyway, they really won't need to use extras ever again. And so it's going to put an awful lot of people out of work in the industry. But when we're also seeing, I know that this whole thing is a very sad story, with Bruce Willis and the health problems that he's got. but there's already stuff where and like James L. Jones, they've made deals with some of these actors where we've basically scanned your voice from old things, and now we're just going to keep using Darth Vader. And there's like I don't know if I'll be able to find it, but I think there's like an Italian or a Spanish TV commercial with Bruce Willis in it, and he was never on set. And it's like, I remember a couple of years ago there was some where they brought back like Bruce Lee or James Dean and stuff like this, and they just won't need new movie stars anymore. So it is the worry.
And also, like, even if I'm not really sure how they're going to stop a lot of this stuff. I can understand that some you can put like procedures where you need at least this amount of people when you're doing a movie or stuff like that. You can actually give that, and I feel like some of them would follow. But I would see like at a point it will become an inconvenience, and I think most of the time it's going to pass on. And other than that, is that it's going to be available for everyone to use. And that's the other thing that's mostly kind of scary, is that anyone can be you now. Like, even now, deepfake is still a thing, but it's going to be much easier for you to do. They can, like, decredit you so easily, and you can do a lot of things. And even with the blockchain protection and stuff like that, I feel like as soon as it gets to the digital world, no matter how much protection you do, it is hackable. And a lot of things are hackable now, like, think of movies currently. So it's a scary world that we're actually going into, and I particularly see very few solutions.
I don't know what the solution is, because even if they say, like, look, Hollywood can't do it or something like this, you're just going to get like small creators do it, because there'll be and it'll work its way into the industry anyway, because when you get like an indie filmmaker says, well, you know, because let's choose say River Phoenix, an actor who died years ago. Say whoever who's in control of his estate. Obviously, there's Joaquin Phoenix and stuff like this, but say that he'd got a wife. I literally don't know that much about River Phoenix from this time ago. But say he'd got a wife, and she's like, well, there's an opportunity for me to license his likeness, and otherwise all we get is some royalties from some old films that we can't get anymore. I'm going to make a deal to license it, and I've given the permission, and we're going to do it. And then someone makes this film, and it's, oh, there's a new River Phoenix movie, or a new Cary Grant film, or whatever. And then it will be like, well, they're all doing it, and no one cares about like the Screen Actors Guild and Equity and all these other unions and stuff like that. And in the end, it'll be like Disney will say, well, look, they're all doing it independently, and then the unions will fall. It'll happen one way or another anyway. Tim?
I think we also have to come and account for what we want to see an actor do. You know, like Adam Driver did a pretty amazingly creative job of making a Darth Vader-esque figure into an adolescent teenager who had temper tantrums with a lightsaber. But, you know, he's been good in other roles, too. Or, you know, like seeing Heath Ledger as the Joker. Like, you could license this digital asset to act, but it's not the same as the nuances that you can pick up with, like, a human being. That's not to say that at some point artificial intelligence might actually become intelligent and want to act, in which case maybe that'd be pretty cool. We'll be like, oh, wow, you know, Technology Bot 1 really did a good job in that last movie. I think they covered this in a Futurama cartoon. Yeah. But, like, it's possible that things might be the same. It's just, you know, Bruce Willis's voice sounds a lot better than Zach Galifianakis is when they're talking about ED or something.
Yeah. Well, yeah, what what an example. One thing, hang on, I'm just going to quickly come to the comments and I'll come to you, Cap, here. So First Last has given us a few comments. First of all, from a few minutes ago, is Blue Beetle essentially Iron Man plus Venom or Green Lantern plus Venom? Probably both of those. More Green Lantern, I imagine. But the really interesting thing here is I think you guys need to do a conspiracy theory episode. I think that's kind of where we are with this AI talk. Like, it's like, I think, in fact, what, you know, some of what Tim was saying there, I think Tim is an AI that's just trying to convince us that, hey guys, Next time you've got an erection dysfunction thing, you don't want to hear Zach Galifianakis say it. You want to hear it from Bruce Willis, right?
I mean, Tim's an AI, and Cap is a meme. So
Cap is a meme, right? Okay, Cap, you were going to say.
So and also on the other thing is that yes, I think Tim is not TM. I mean Tim.
TMNT. TMNT.
Tim is right when it comes to right now. It's and also a real actor has so much potential that a machine probably can, because again it's set into certain values. But the problem is they have a lot of room to work with. I mean, most of stuff right now is kind of like a little rehash in different perspective, I would say, in most films things. And also, you have to think about the international market. Most of people who are not actually know so much of the procedures that actually happens when making a movie. So, yeah, you might have that effect where Americans may know, where people in the West may not support these kind of things. But again, the movies will immediately sell in other places if it's just generally that good enough. And also, when this leaps into other industries, like particularly like Bollywood, in Hollywood there is the celebrityism, but it's not to that extent. But in Bollywood, like certain names, even if they're crappy movies, people will go to that film because of the name. We have a guy called Rajinikanth, he's like 70 or 80 years old, and he's still doing action movies where he basically can't do anything because he's that old. But they keep putting him in movies because his movies make a tremendous amount of money. People have a statue of him and they pour milk like they do to Shiva and stuff like that.
Wow.
They kind of like that kind of a crazy level fandom exists within other places. So if this leaps into those places, it's going to be really hard for the most of the world. That's why like the international market where you have to think about that as well. But in the Hollywood cases, I feel like most celebrities, in a sense, have not been created for this kind of era. Like, think of movie stars in general. We don't have, like, the late 2000 movies like, Timothy Chalamet and Tom Holland. But again, Tom Holland is Tom Holland because of Spider-Man. Who cares about his other movies? Do we even watch him in other movies?
No, to be honest.
So, in that sense of the word, most of the celebrities we still have is the same names, like Brad Pitt, Will Smith. And we have a complete generation from the 90s to the 2000s, and the following generation still recognizing those names. And afterwards, they're basically not that level of star power actors. And again, studio's going to go, hey, I'm going to put Brad Pitt in a movie because he has a name, even though he's not in it.
I mean, like, yeah, I kind of agree with what you're saying. Like, there are still a lot of people around from, like, the 90s, Keanu Reeves, Brad Pitts and that. But, like, Chris Pratt wasn't around in the 90s, right? We've got a couple of new ones.
But he's old, too.
Chris Pratt is old. How old is Chris Pratt?
I think he's probably in the same range.
What? Hang on a second. How old are you, Cap? You can't say Chris Pratt is old.
Well, Cap.meme is after everything else, so he's quite young.
Chris Pratt age. Right. Oh my god, he's 44. That's gross. Right, okay. Yeah, no, okay, fair point. Okay,
he's not
now.
Tom Cruise old, but he's alright.
Yeah.
He's still old.
Oh,
He's old enough to whine about cancel culture.
Tom Cruise is literally the same age as me.
Literally.
Yep.
Okay, so Marty, we want to see you jumping across buildings and base jumping off of motorcycles.
I do it every damn day. Where are you?
True. Fair point. Okay, anything else here, Tim?
So I watched to bring it to like digital and also just like good movies and films. I watched the 5th episode of Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to like it.
Wait, sorry, is that the 5th episode?
The 5th episode.
Okay, I haven't seen this one yet. Feel free to spoil if you want.
Yeah.
I don't care about it. Feel free.
But the first episode, the second episode, I kind of like zoned in on, but then I watched a little bit more, and it got me into it a little bit. I do enjoy the fact that the backgrounds they're filming in are not digitally based, or if they are, it's not so like Quantumania-esque where it's just this like visual splendor that I just can't take in because it's overwhelming. It focuses on the characters a lot. I also think that Emilia Clarke's character is very much different facially, expression-wise, than her flagship character, Daenerys Targaryen. And I appreciate that because, like, I think she has to sort of expand her character roles and be able to push out of that box of being like a Targaryen, but in a different franchise. And I also think, like, if we have digitally created asset extras, our brains are gonna tune that out too, because it's not actually human. You know, like, we want to see things that are physically real and creative, or if they're not, maybe they're like a Quantumania, but we're also highlighting the creative aspects of what those green screen backgrounds are. You know, like maybe someone tried to interpret Gaudi or impressionistic capabilities. I could like nerd out on all that stuff, but honestly, I liked Secret Invasion compared to Quantumania because it was just a little more grounded.
Okay, Marty?
There's a rumor floating around that Secret Invasion is the script for Captain Marvel 2, and they just took her out of it and made this movie. Made this TV show. And I found it very interesting the other day to see someone posted a meme. It might have been Cap, but it compared the budgets of all of the most recent Marvel films with the budget of Secret Invasion, and the budget for Secret Invasion was one of the highest on there at $212 million. And I am not seeing that on the screen at all.
Well, I think we are, and it's called Samuel L. Jackson. He read the script, and he's like, "No way." No, sorry, Marty, go ahead.
No, I haven't seen the 5th episode, but I'll have to say my review so far is the first 2 episodes had me interested, but now it's just boring. They have not done what there was potential to do with this series. Yeah. And I'm sick and tired of them waiting until the last show to pull out all the fireworks.
I agree. Andy?
Yeah, just, well, talk about that, them costing so much money. I mean, Samuel Jackson's getting paid about $150 million for that movie, so that's taking down the show. But he's making a fortune. But it comes down to going back to the action people playing the old elderlies playing the action flicks. Fubar, Arnold Schwarzenegger, in 2 weeks is going to be 76 years old, and he did a great job in the first series, so they're having another season of it, which is great. You know, his daughter that plays it, I mean, I think she's 33, but he's 76. I mean, she does a great job too. She looks great, but very good series. You should watch it. I think there's 8 episodes or 6 episodes. They're like 42 minutes long. Great.
I do need to watch Fubar. I've watched the first 2 episodes of it, but I literally watched it immediately after I'd finished watching Tulsa King, and I was like, yeah, Stallone, now I'm going to watch Schwarzenegger, and suddenly it was like going from Rambo to Jingle All the Way, and I just couldn't deal with the tonal shift. And so I do want to see Fubar, but I just expected it to be like, oh, Schwarzenegger in a series is going to be gritty. And it was literally like his character from True Lies, which is a great film, but it was a comedy. I bet it does.
It gets better, so it's a must watch. I would say if you're into any action or comedy, great flick with how they did it. Shot.
Yeah. Secret Invasion. Let me just quickly come back onto that. So I kind of missed this, but then I saw like it on a video on TikTok. Unless this was from the new episode. But did it turn out that War Machine has been like an alien this whole time? Is that what they're saying?
What?
Yeah. Or am I completely wrong?
No, sorry, what?
Okay, am I wrong on this?
Spoiler!
Spoiler! I thought I saw this like on a TikTok a week ago. But like War Machine is like an alien girl this whole time, it would seem, unless he's been replaced.
Well, the thing is, people online are trying to figure out when was he replaced.
Well, it can't have been like this whole... Literally, it has to be when it was like after Iron Man 1. And Tony Stark came in and was like, "You look different." He's like, "No, I'm definitely War Machine." War Machine
All I
Secret
gotta say
Invasion.
is,
Oh
All I gotta
no,
say-
explain a lot.
Okay,
They cover
actually, let me
this-
vet this clip first.
they cover this in Secret Invasion.
The fifth
So,
episode.
Spoilers, Tim.
Oh my
In the fifth
goodness.
episode, Tim, they cover it.
well, I think they gloss over it over the course of the series, but you don't realize it until the fourth episode because, like, oh, that's why these certain characters are this way.
Okay.
Thor is dumb because he's a scroll.
Okay, guys, wait for it. Now, this gets a bit steamy. I vetted it for this show, and look, this might even get me copyright struck, but on a small proportion, I won't put sound on. But look, so you get this scene, and apparently this was last week. Steamy scroll in the shower scene. Okay, so whoa, oh look, little bit of skin on show there. Like she's sorting out all like her skin. It's nice and smooth. She's like, oh, look at those eyes. Just whoa, and it's War Machine.
Yeah.
Can I just say, when they revealed in the Spider-Man film that Nick Fury and his lieutenant was a Skrull, I hated that. Like I hated that even that plot where it's like everyone thought Fury's character is a Skrull because like it takes away a lot of it. But I don't know. If it's like from way earlier, then it kind of wrecks the friendship between Iron Man and War Machine. Think about it.
But
okay,
you don't
so-
know when he was replaced.
Yeah, exactly. And wasn't the first episode of this that Bilbo Baggins was a Skrull as well? Like, I didn't know if that was meant to be really him or just like a...
Ooh.
Oh, whatever his name is, Martin Freeman.
Oh,
The
that-
agent.
Yes.
Playing a sidekick detective because that's all he ever played.
Yeah, John Watson. What's his character in Marvel called? Everett Ross.
Everett Ross.
Everett Ross, yeah. So was he always just a Skrull?
I don't believe
Who
so.
knows?
Yeah, exactly. I just don't think they've done a great job with this. Like, it should be that you suddenly have two people with the same person seeing each other. It should literally be an invasion of Mystiques or the T-1000. That's what this should be, and it just isn't. Yeah. Okay, Gerald, welcome back.
Thank you. And sorry if I'm going to talk about what we missed, what you were
I
talking about
so
before.
hope you totally do. Right, go on.
But I like the last couple episodes of Secret Invasion. The thing that gets me though is it doesn't seem that Skrulls know that other people are Skrulls, which is a little weird.
Yeah.
Because again, like War Machine or whatever his name is, Colonel what's its face, if the other guy Talos saw him and Skrulls knew that Skrulls were Skrulls, then he'd be able to tell him easy. Whereas it's like nobody knows anything. And it's just to me, I think it's more of, and I don't know if in the comics if they know who's a Skrull or not, but it just seems way easy to now confuse and play to the audience rather than what would actually happen if they existed. And, were
And
going
actually, like, but also on that, shouldn't Spider-Man have Spidey sense tingled when he was with Nick Fury?
No, because his spider sense would only work if it was an immediate threat to him.
Oh yeah.
Nick Fury and Maria Hill were not an immediate threat to Spider-Man, so his Spidey sense wouldn't have gone off.
Well, that's not a very good sense then, is it? Right, okay, fair play, Dave, fair play. Marty?
Well, I was just going to say, the reason I feel like I'm not enjoying it as much, and maybe the fifth episode will help turn it around, I don't know. But think about, and I never read the comics, so I can't comment on that, but an alien race comes to Earth, there's 1 million of them, and they're replacing people. How terrifying is that? That's a terrifying concept. And they're not doing anything with it.
He's onto us. Quick, we got to evacuate this now.
It should not be boring. But
No,
it,
Jim, Marty, we are friendly.
it's like it's kind of like Invasion of the Body Snatch.
Yeah.
This one's different though in that I feel like it's taking the same sort of feel as Captain America in the Winter Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where there's like concerted efforts of violence and then a lot of philosophy around it. It's like episode 4 had a really good action sequence, and so did episode 5. But there's a lot of talk about like the plight of refugees, the struggle of the minority classes. And so it's fascinating in that when I'm listening to that aspect of things, I don't see it as much of a conspiracy as it is like an ideological battle between people who are trying to fit in versus people who are trying to push out.
I think that's the... Oh, good.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that's a completely dead-on statement. The other thing that's interesting, I forgot what the first thing I was going to say, but supposedly the budget for these 6 episodes was over $200 million.
Yeah, I'm literally telling you, that was Samuel L. Jackson picked up the script, and he was like, guys, look, you've announced it now, but I'm going to need you to treble it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Cap?
I do remember what the thing I was going to say. For the million scrolls that are hanging out in the world, one is they went from 1,000 to 1,000,000, so either there was a whole boatload of them hanging out in the world, or they reproduce way faster than rabbits. And then the other thing is...
Wow!
The other thing is like the device that like the people are stuck to that like zaps their head or something. Do they have to do that for every person they replicate? Because that seems like that's a ton of that equipment and stuff that would happen.
I can answer. Look, you want to know how come they replicate so much? I mean, just check out this shower scene. I mean, come on, guys. It's like, who isn't watching this just thinking, I need to get green in the peen tonight? Now, Cat.
I mean, it's just
I'm just gonna defend the Transformers movie just by saying, like, they did the immigration crisis way better when the Autobots came and they had to negotiate terms with the military. That was more impactful. See, this is me defending my childhood, trying to say Transformers isn't stupid. But to be in fact, that was kind of a dark story as well, because as soon as the Autobots turned up, the military was like, okay, come join us, then you can stay here. And they basically deployed them in other countries to fight their own battles.
Yeah,
That's kind of a fucked up thing.
That's a good catch there, Cap. Yeah.
See, Transformers are not stupid.
Okay, anyone with anything else on Secret Invasion? Marty?
No,
go ahead. No, whatever you want, go for it.
Oh, I was just going to say, if anybody has time to start a new series, I think this one's been on for a while, but I just started it the other day, and so far it's really good. It's called For All Mankind, and it is an alternative history of the space race.
Wow.
And,
How is that?
And I've seen the first episode, and I am in. I am so much into that kind of stuff. I love the movie The Right Stuff. I love Apollo, 13. I love all those movies about space exploration. And this one so far has got me hooked. So and then I noticed another show on Apple Plus called Invasion that I had not heard about. It's got Sam Neill in it. Apparently it's about an alien invasion, and I had not heard of it or seen it until the other day. So I don't know if that's any good, but I'm gonna probably check it out too.
Okay, I will. I don't think I get Apple Plus, but I'll look it up at least. Okay, a couple of other bits for you here, guys. So, first of all, the reviews of Oppenheimer are coming in, and it's got on Rotten Tomatoes, or Tomatoes for my US friends, it has a score of 97% fresh, which makes it one of the best films in years. This is a film which I really want to see, mostly because of it being Christopher Nolan, and also because it's got like this insanely well put together cast. Like, I think pretty much all of Nolan's films are guaranteed good films. I don't think the man is capable of putting out a stinker. Cap, and then Tim?
Just a quick fact about Oppenheimer is that the physicist actually tried to poison his Cambridge professor because he was so bored of the work that he was giving. And he could have been arrested, but his dad actually lobbied the school president, like the university dean, to not get him arrested. But then we we were not really sure, like, if the professor ate the apple. It was never confirmed, but Oppenheimer himself admitted that he actually poisoned the apple.
Wow.
I'm not sure to kill the professor or to, make him really sick.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Yeah.
We selected the atomic bomb.
Ah, spoilers. Right. Okay. Tim, you wanting to come in on Oppenheimer?
Just gonna say, commenting on Nolan's habit of filming in physical areas and not using digital assets might be one of the reasons why Hollywood. Get your creatives.
Wait.
Charge.
Did he set off nuclear bombs for this film?
He did actually.
No,
use
but
the,
like his.
He did actually use the camera.
When he
that
shot
was
Tenet?
Okay, Tim, go.
When he shot Tenet, it was an actual airplane, and I was like, "That's pretty cool." When he did the truck overturning in The Dark Knight, I believe that was also like the real thing.
Also, when he did Interstellar, I think he used the Large Hadron Collider to create a black hole, if I remember correctly. Right.
No, but he actually went to black hole scientific experts, and technically the graphics that the university used are pretty, underfunded. So he actually got black hole physicists, and he hired them with the CGI people, and they made actually a good representation of the black hole. That scientists now use that graphic to actually, study stuff because of the movie budget they can offer to the university.
Wait a minute. Look, first last wanted a conspiracy theory episode. Now we're getting on to how they faked the moon landing. It was Hollywood. Right. Right, Marty.
I am interested in seeing the movie, but I'm still not sure if I'll go to the theater for it because, in my mind, Nolan is a flawed movie maker, just like any other movie maker.
What's his flaw?
Well, the Batman films were shitty.
No one will forgive you.
Here we go.
But has anyone? I have not, so I'm asking for real. Has anyone here ever seen the TV series Manhattan? Because it apparently covers the same territory, and apparently it's very good. But I have not seen it. Has anybody here seen it?
I think it came out last year or the year before.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen it though. But I did hear the
been,
same thing, that was good stuff.
I have been to Los Alamos though, so I have seen these places where these bombs were exploded.
Wow.
Maybe it's why I'm green in the bean now.
Could be. Okay, so and another point. There's a few different little bits and pieces here. Apparently, there is a He-Man and the Masters of the Universe live-action film that Netflix were making, which they have canned, but they spent $30 million on developing it, and now they have cancelled it.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It's just
Not
it's
shocked.
insane the amount of money that is wasted. Like, imagine what we could do on the budget of this show. Imagine if this show had a budget of $30 million. Like,
Then we would suck too, probably.
Well, here's the thing. In that regard, if they spend like $30 million making the He-Man movie to put just on Netflix to get people to resubscribe so that they activate another account just to watch it, they're going to lose more money. If the movie's terrible, people are going to tell everyone they're all going to unsubscribe again. So they're going to lose more money than they've spent anyway.
I think they just need to bring back Dolph Lundgren. Give the cast that the people want. Right, Marty?
Well, there was this news just came out today, as far as I can tell. Netflix is doing away with their basic tier, which is I think it's $9.99 a month. Basic, no ads, and they're doing away with that tier altogether. I don't know if that means if you have it now, you're grandfathered in, but literally streamers don't give a crap about their customers. They literally do not. It's all about money and greed nowadays, and my sermon is over now.
Preach.
Wow, look at this. Yeah, so Netflix kills off cheapest no ads plan in US and UK for new members as it looks to boost ad-supported tier.
Yeah.
Like, I think Netflix is generally garbage. Like, I want to see Stranger Things when it comes out. I wanted to see Better Call Saul, which I know wasn't even like a Netflix original, like in the US, but it's just where we got it in the UK. But
Well, I told my wife I wanted to get rid of Netflix, and she said no because there's a lot of British shows on there she likes to watch.
I don't think there is on the UK version. There might
There
be.
isn't on the UK version. There really isn't.
They're all over here.
Okay. Cap, and then I want to come to something else that Gerald has commented on.
So, with the problem with Netflix that I would like to point out is as soon as they have a project lined up, like this franchise that they want to put, they instantly, approve all the other spin-off stuff they want to make out of. Like with He-Man, they thought that the Masters of the Universe was going to be a huge success. And that's why, okay, we're doing a 3D CG show, and then we're going to make a movie, all booked in, and they were all in production, and the series came out, it was shit. So everyone had, tremendously, we'd be publishing this now, it's going to be 4-8. So back off. And the failure of that, they'd actually stopped promoting the 3D animated one, which was actually far better than the Masters of the Universe one. The same thing that they did with The Witcher is that season 1 was a hit, but again, people warned that this was not accurate to the books. We hoped that in season 2 you would fix all the problems. But in season 2, they didn't, and they already announced one prequel and another prequel, and it was not going to land well. And when it landed, it's like they altered the story so much. In season 3, or in any coming seasons, they cannot move back now. They cannot reverse course back to the books because they messed up the whole origins of the story in general with the conjunctions of spheres and stuff. So again, you need to wait, I would at least say, to make your first show run through and fix all the errors in. And after it's a success, you can make sequels and prequels out of it. And then again, it won't do much damage as the first one did.
Yeah, no, I agree. Netflix, one of their problems, and this is going to be the same with The Witcher, is they go all in on something, people are interested when it's first a thing, and then they get a huge rating. They're like, oh, everyone watched The Witcher. But, people didn't return for what came next. The He-Man thing, they put it out in 2 parts. So many people watched the first part. The second part, they'd given up on it. And so then they spent $30 million creating this live-action series, live-action film, and people don't care because they've already tarnished the brand by that stage.
I just started thinking about One Piece. What the heck are they going to do? They already, ruined Bebop. It's one of the most beloved animes that actually went through the Western world. One Piece, I'm not a fan of, but I know that my generation is a huge fan of One Piece, and I'm not really sure how it's going to go well.
Yeah.
They'll find a way to murder it. It'll be nice. Until it's not.
They've done it to death, like the cat said, they've done it to Cowboy Bebop, and they've done it to Death Note. So, of course, when they adapt anime to the live action, it never works.
But here's the thing, David, they dub anime, they did Seven Deadly Sins. I think Demon Slayer is on Netflix now, it's on Adult Swim. Keep doing that! Just do the dub version, leave to the West, you make money.
Has anybody seen Battle Angel Alita? I've never seen it.
Yeah, so. I think that was actually pretty good, if I remember. Is that like a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that was pretty good.
I never watched it, but I've heard that it's not too bad. So
there's speculation on another sequel or a sequel to be made, I think.
Yeah, but I will agree. Most anime, what was that one with Scarlett Johansson?
Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell. That was terrible. Oh my god. Ugh. So bad. So bad.
And the Godzilla things that they do as well is not good either.
Well, Andy has his hand up.
Yeah, just a little curious. Does anime? I don't really follow anime too much, but One Punch Man, which is anime, I did watch the English translation version, and I know that people tell me that when they watch the anime and watch the English, they say English loses a lot more of it. But to me, you get to watch it. Like when you reading stuff, you miss so much. That's why I don't like the closed captioning. Reading it because you're missing everything. That's why I don't understand like anime.
I would say-
you don't know what you're missing. But no, even if you
I
have
would say the
multiple
purists
versions-
are a little bit wrong on this one, Andy, because like now the dubs have gotten really good. Like, or earlier the dubs were pretty bad because they were done by just people in closets trying to audio match the visual. But right now it's done very professionally, and sometimes it can go well. And continue on your point.
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of people are still, even in today's generation, complaining that it's not the same. And that was something recent. I mean, that was like probably 6 months ago. I'm talking about the One Punch Man when I watched it, I'm like, oh, it's cool. But this and that, they're like, no, you lose so much of it. But to me, again, visual, it's always good to have everything on because you might have great visual, you might be able to see more, but you're still losing out if you have to read words and see it at the same time because you're not going to catch the same effects in my mind. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
Tim?
If you don't like to think too much about One Punch Man, I consider, and you're English speaking, I'd consider watching different clips that are dubbed because, or different dubbed versions of clips because the wording changes, and it changes also the thoughts and the definitions and also the philosophical conversations that occur in the episodes, and they're really fascinating. It's kind of fun to sort of do a deep dive into.
Do you speak or understand whichever language they're using in the anime or manga or whatever?
No, but the translations into even the way the superhero, like physical actions, like super punch or super serious punch, and how they interact with like the bad guys is the interpretations just by reading the different English dubbed versions. I don't know what the difference, like how it was done, but I do recognize that the same conversation in different clips carries a certain different emotional weight and meaning.
And
Yeah.
how do they know that the words are the corrected version and not the translation of the words is not the correct one? How do they know the first one's correct, not the second one?
Well, context is key, I think, when you're translating from a language that doesn't have even the same origin of Latin. Like Japanese is incredibly nuanced and varied, and its structure is different from like English, which American English also has a lot of modern influences. I think you really have to have an understanding of like what French fries means compared to French fries.
I can't wait until you guys can see a Tamil film that is dubbed.
I'll follow this point. Is you got on the context of the difference between like the Japanese and the English. The best example would be Dragon Ball with Goku versus Frieza. In that, the Four Kids dub made Goku more into a superhero when he gives his speech that I am hope. I'm the protector of the universe. But in the Japanese version and in the manga, he doesn't make that speech at all. He tells Frieza that he's going to be the one to kill him, but he never outrightly says, "I am the hero. I'm a good guy." He never says that in his entire run.
My favorite.
If any kids are watching, I'm just going to say, Goku's not a superhero. He just wants to fight people, okay? He's just a guy who gets up on combat.
But my favorite anime characters are the ones who do it for their friends, like Bleach in the first couple of seasons. He's like, oh, okay. Kurosaki, I think is his name. He's like, you're kicking my friend's ass? Well, I'm going to kick your ass. And that's a good reason.
Okay, just before, we've got like a few minutes before we would need to wrap this up, I guess. But, Gerald, I wanted to come what you put into like the chat here. You said you have something about aliens when it makes sense. Now, is this about the movie, or are we back to conspiracy theories?
Well, no, this isn't a conspiracy. Well, I don't know if it's a conspiracy, but I saw a rumor that said that Disney is seriously considering and looking at rebooting Alien and Aliens, the franchise. Because they own it through the Fox thing. I think it would be a majorly bad idea, but who knows?
I thought there was a new project already underway, but I could be wrong. There's been a lot of.
I think it's associated with Prometheus.
I think they should do the opposite of what Disney's been doing in the past few years, is taking their movies and turning them into live action. I think they should take the live action Alien movies and turn them into cartoons with music.
Oh my god, that would be
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like literally, I'd love it like 2D animation, like properly Jungle Book style, but it's just about like an alien.
Yeah.
So what exactly? We get like a Beauty and the Beast scene, but it's actually like a xenomorph in
Dancing around, face hugger.
As it is, burning my face off.
Yes, Dave, yes.
Like when the chest cover comes out, the other alien takes it off and
Oh my god! This needs making. This literally needs making.
Just a xenomorph, a chest burst where it's going, I want to be where the people are.
Oh my
And
god.
a brief touch of that with, or a brief touch of the musical in Spaceballs with the.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's like does the top hat dance, doesn't it?
Hello, my baby.
Hello, my honey. Yeah, ragtime dog. Yeah, absolutely.
The fact that they got John Hurt to do that is amazing in Spaceballs. Like he looks up and says, "Oh no, not this again."
Yeah. Oh, that was good. Good film. Oh wow. Do you know, like I think like the thing that was a shame about like the Alien films and everything. Now, when Disney did Prey, which was like the Predator prequel, I thought that was decent.
It was good.
I thought that was
really
a decent film. I thought that was a pretty good film.
Disney did that?
Yeah, it came.
Yeah.
Maybe, who knows? Was it started before Disney? It definitely came out
That's what I
like
was
a year
wondering.
ago.
It may
I
have.
thought it was on Hulu. Does Disney own
In
Hulu?
the UK, we get it on Disney Plus.
Oh, well, I think maybe Disney owns Hulu.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They do own that.
They own a chunk of it, and actually, I guess Iger was talking about spinning
Yeah,
off some
ESPN
of
with
their
it, right?
TV stuff that they have, and I don't know what that means, and I don't know if they've said anything, but they're looking at evaluating their portfolio and potentially getting rid of some things.
So on that, Gerald, I've heard these are just rumours that are flying around. So they're because of the leaks and that have been related to Snow White. Bob Iger and the board at Disney, they've been having talks of the possibility of selling Disney to Apple.
What?
Wow.
That's insane. What? That's insane. I can't imagine
Well,
Disney
Disney
being
right
sold.
now. No! Or an ice lumber.
Yeah.
This is speculation and rumor. These are things that I've heard anyway.
Can we talk about?
Bob Iger.
Can we talk about how crappy the dwarfs look in that picture?
Well, when you say
it's Snow White and the 6 hippies and a dwarf, that's what it is.
Like the amazing thing, and I shared this on our like group chat a day or two ago. They had the pro wrestler Hornswoggle, because he was the one that like when we spoke about this before. Peter Dinklage said like, "Oh, we shouldn't be playing goblins and trolls and that." And then, like, Hornswoggle, who'd been in, like, a remake of Leprechaun, said, like, what are you doing? It's like, you're going to take away our roles. And so, you know, he's been the one that, because he said that at the time, literally, the wrestler Hornswoggle, also known as the Little Bastard, and he was playing a leprechaun as a wrestler, was now on Piers Morgan discussing why, like, dwarf actors aren't being cast in Snow White. But I completely agreed with what he'd got to say. Yeah,
if you haven't seen that Piers Morgan thing, go and watch it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, but like literally, he was on the show and he was like, yeah, like these are some of the best roles that you could hope to. We're not going to get cast as the lead in the next Mission Impossible, but we would get cast with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and like they were saying, like these are hero characters, and he's like, yes, they are, and now. I think, I don't know how far into shooting Disney are, but they need to backpedal on this.
Finished.
Well, Tom Cruise is almost a dwarf.
Well, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. But
apparently they finished wrapping up Snow White. It's all finished now.
that's
They look like, I mean, dead serious, because I just went to a Renaissance fair a few weeks ago. They look like the actors in a Renaissance fair.
Well, what they said is that one of those, in that still photo that you see of these dwarves, only one of them apparently is a stand-in.
wait. They're meant to be stand-ins.
No. What they said. So originally, Disney said this is a fake photo. Then they said, oh no, this is an official photo. But then they were saying, oh no, only one of these actors that you see is a stand-in.
And it's the dwarf trouble.
That's crazy. I think
my
that's.
guess is.
Go ahead, Gerald.
I was going to say, my guess is because they sort of, because I heard that they denied it, that it was not related or it was a fake made-up picture. That if it truly has finished shooting and everything, and it turns out that it is a still and something related to actually what's happening, that they're going to majorly CGI it beyond whatever they're doing right now. Again, sort of like the Sonic the Hedgehog when that first came out, and people saw the picture and they're like, oh. And they went back and they reanimated everything.
But yeah, this is like the weird thing, which again, I can't remember if I'd said it just during the week or whatever, but when they showed off the Willy Wonka trailer, and it ends with an Oompa Loompa and it's Hugh Grant, and it's just like literally the 2 movies in the same week, no one from that community is getting a role. Now, obviously, you go back in time 20 years, and Lord of the Rings, because I remember when there was rumours that there'd be a Lord of the Rings or a Hobbit film, and they were saying Warwick Davis who played Willow, would play Bilbo Baggins. And obviously when it came out, they used like Elijah Wood and people, and they were like, as long as the actors aren't 5'5".
Elijah Wood is also almost a dwarf.
No, but like 5'5", they're not like, part of that community or whatever. And it's like, so they've been losing their natural roles for years. But this, when literally it's and when you see like the Hobbit, they are literally 13 dwarves and none of them were. But this is kind of like the last straw, I guess, in that regard. Capital Fave.
So, in terms of like this, like what originally Peter Dinklage said, that when he said he was not actually okay with the concept and the fairy tale itself. Okay, so that's why you've got this feeling that, oh, maybe it's wrong, then we shouldn't do this. Then don't do the remake at all. Just do a good story based on dwarves. Tell a new fairy tale. That would actually help the actors, dwarf actors more, and it would burn away the stereotype that you're afraid of. Same thing I would say to Disney making movies. Don't remake your movies. There's a ton of other fairy tales you haven't adapted into animated films.
Like Snow White and the Seven Xenomorphs.
Yes!
Boom.
That's a musical right there.
Yeah.
So Snow White enters the house and there's just like, the little eggs in the house.
Yeah. Oh, look, we've got Acidy and Scratchy.
I seriously, honestly would love to see Alien, where it's all the human actors are Muppets, but the alien is still the alien.
That would work.
Oh my god, actually, hang on 1 second. I'll be back in 1 second, guys. I might have something about this.
I wonder what Muppet he's got right now.
I'm scared now.
I'm going to get hypocritical with Disney as well. Like, they're most, okay for this, giving more diverse roles to people like that. But then they never do the smart thing. They never make stories about other cultures that much anymore. They just make remakes. They don't do new stuff that will actually give good roles to new actors. They don't do that.
We've got to go and unfreeze Walt. We've got to do
That's a musical as well.
Walt might have had some issues.
Isn't his head frozen though? I think he's going to be revived in 2045.
Yeah, but we can put him on it. We can put him on somebody's body. And
he's under one of the castles somewhere. We got to find him.
Yeah.
Wasn't he a Nazi sympathizer?
Yeah, he wasn't. I don't know about that, but he wasn't the greatest of guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
But
don't
then
remember.
it is said, but I'm not really sure this is trying to polish his legacy or whatnot. But it's said that later in his years he admitted to a lot of his shortcomings about his strong prejudices. But I'm not really sure about this because they should be doing this to polish you guys, bad history.
Nice.
What did you disappear for, David?
I can't find it. I'll see if I can find a photo of it.
Oh!
Hang on, I might be able to find it.
Screenplay for Snow White and the Seven Xenomorphs.
No, I literally... 1 second. Okay, I've got a photo. I actually own what I'm about to show you. But I got like a loot crate thing. I've been to a Comic-Con, I think, once in my entire life. Or maybe twice. And I bought like one of these mystery boxes. And in it, for so long, it's just been right here. And I've definitely held it up on shows before. But I can't spot it. Like, it actually came with a face hugger cuddly toy. And that is what they need to put out. Snow White and the 7 Xenomorphs. And this is her sidekick, the face hugger. I'm a hugger, you know.
It'd just be like a Sesame Street man. Can you count how many Xenomorphs we have? 1, 2, 3.
But yeah, I actually have that somewhere.
Does that mean he's not clothed because his thing's hanging out, or what's the deal? I don't know. Is that a tail, or is that something between his legs?
That is pure face hugger dong. You know, it's just...
And that is the name of my new band, Pure Face Hugger Dong.
Okay, guys, we can begin to wrap things up here, I guess, just because time is going on. In fact, let's have one quick fire game just so that we can work out who today's Geek of the Week is, because we often skip this. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to play 20 questions, or basically, we'll go round and we'll do it old school style, so you won't all get a different one. But I'll go round each of you. You can ask me a yes/no question to figure out what it is, a character, a movie, or whatever. And if you incorrectly guess what it is, you are frozen out of the game, okay? We're playing this old school style. Now, what's just the one thing I'll ask you guys is, what are we trying to guess? A character or a movie?
Movie.
Okay, let's go for a movie then. Let's see. So okay, I've got the movie here. We're going to go with that? Yeah, let's go with it. Let's bring up the info just so I get all of the info right. Okay, so remember, I'll go round and you get to ask me a yes/no question. If I have to give a little bit more info, I will. But if you want to guess what it is, you can buzz in and guess early. But if you're wrong, you're out. But whoever gets this gets 5 points. So, Dave MC, you get the first question.
What? What was it? Is it science fiction?
Yes, it is. Marty, your question.
Is it from the 90s?
It is not, no. Cap, your question.
Is it part of a franchise?
Yes, it is. Tim, your question.
Is it before 2010?
Yes, it is. Gerald, your question.
Is it from the 70s?
No, it is not. Andy.
Is it another generation plus the sci-fi?
I didn't understand that question.
I'm sorry, like, is it a musical comedy plus sci-fi, or is it just...
Oh,
like...
another genre. I thought you said another... I didn't understand what you said, actually. Right, so another genre plus sci-fi. Just about. Yeah, just about. Dave.
Is it after the year 2000?
Yes. Marty.
Y'all are picking questions.
Marty.
Does it take place in space?
I would say so, yes. In fact, definitely. Well, yes. Or on another world, but yes. So, yes. Cap. It doesn't take place on Earth, is the point.
So, is there any film from the franchise got released in the 90s?
No. Tim.
Does it have aliens?
Yes, it does. Gerald.
Is the lead a woman?
No. Andy.
Is it like one main alien or is there multiple?
I believe I'm correct in saying multiple. I'm 99% certain on that. Right. Dave.
No, I'm not going to guess. I think I've got it, but I'm unsure. Is there more than one protagonist?
Yeah. Marty. One main is fair, but there is more than one. Marty. Marty Gordon.
Are there robots in the film?
I don't think so. It's been a while.
Okay.
Is that me? I'm up.
Oh, sorry, Cap. Sorry, I'm just slightly distracted for something. Cap.
Is this animated?
No. Tim.
Is it Stargate?
It is not. Oh, Tim, are you aware that by guessing you were frozen out?
Absolutely.
Okay, so Tim, you were frozen out. Okay, Gerald.
What did you guess?
Stargate.
Ah,
Right. Gerald.
Is it a Stallone movie?
It is not. Andy.
Did it make over 250 million?
Ugh, what a question. Right, okay. Let's have a look. Did it make over what?
Yeah.
Did it make how much?
Over 250 million?
Nowhere near. Right, okay. Dave.
I am going to take a guess, and I know this will put me out, but is it Predators?
It is not.
Okay.
Okay, so you're frozen out. Marty, Capithave, Gerald, and Andy remain. Marty.
Is it part of the Star Trek franchise?
It is not. Cap.
Is it Star Wars?
Are you asking, is it from the...
Is it the Star Wars franchise?
Okay, no, it's not. No, it's not. Gerald.
Is it a what's the other guy's name? Schwarzenegger movie.
It is not. Andy.
Is the main actor or actress over 50?
Oh, what a question. Okay, 1 second. Yes, they are. They are today. Right, Marty.
Oh, they are today.
Yes.
Jeez.
Okay, work out what you know about this film, guys.
Yeah. In the film, do humans and aliens do battle?
Yes, I would say so.
Oh,
Okay, Gerald, I'll come to you and then back to Cap. Okay, Cap.
Marty, that was really well pronunciated, by the way.
oh, thank you.
Okay, Cap.
You are welcome.
Cap.
So, okay.
This has already been well over 20 questions.
Does it have Brendan Fraser starring in the movie?
No. Gerald.
Is it a spoof?
No. Andy.
Are they on Earth more than any other planet?
They're not on Earth as far as I remember at all. Right. Marty.
Are the aliens insects?
I don't think so. I need to double check. Right. I wouldn't say insects. I wouldn't say so, but someone might justify a way in which they are. Right, Cap.
Okay.
I don't think so, though.
Okay, were these films successful? Like they enough to be in pop culture?
I think so. Yeah, they're not crazy successful, but successful enough. Okay, Gerald.
Is it on a made-up planet or a planet like in the solar?
I hope it's a made-up planet. I hope. I couldn't swear it because I don't remember, but I'm 99% certain it's a made-up planet. Okay. In fact, it definitely is. I'm going to seem like an idiot if later on you start saying that I thought this was real. Andy, go. Look, we're going to go around a couple more times, and then people can guess.
Are there any humans on it? Actual humans from Earth?
On the planet?
Yes, that are in the movie.
Yeah, like the main characters, just to start helping out a tiny bit here. The main characters are, but otherwise, I think it's fair to say it's might be wrong. Marty.
Man, I'm stumped. Is it based on a book?
Oh, God. Right, okay, I don't think so.
I know you don't read books, David. You only write them.
Yes, I write books, I don't read them. Cap.
So it's not?
No, I don't think so. But there might be a book adaptation, I don't know.
Sci-fi film, it could be part of another genre. Humans and aliens definitely do battle, so it's definitely an alien. It's pop culture savvy enough. Ooh, ow. Is this sci-fi comedy?
No! Right, okay, Gerald.
Dave knows about this so much that he can't help himself.
Is the main actor well known?
Yes. Andy.
I'm just gonna guess wrong, but I'm saying Battlefield. I mean, The Cell. I'm saying the wrong thing, but The Cell. I'm out of it.
Okay, yeah, that's incorrect. Okay. Right, guys, let's go down with the ship on this one. Marty.
I honestly don't know what else to ask.
What year was this film made, guys?
Huh?
What year was this film made?
Between 2000 and 2010.
Yes.
Yes.
What else do we know?
You think my brain is going to hone in on something like that?
It has multiple aliens. There's a male lead.
Yes.
No robots. Under 250 million, and you sort of scoffed at that, so it must have been like peanuts practically.
Oh.
Pulp culture, made-up planet, not a book, and there's a well-known actor, and it is a franchise.
Yes.
But was it considered a flop?
No, it was a success.
But it was under 250 million?
Yeah. Like, we've been really spoiled by Spider-Man and stuff. Not everything did Titanic numbers back in the day, guys. Maybe it was a flop. It definitely... I can tell you it over doubled its budget.
Well, tell me this. Tell me the name of it, and I'll look it up and see if it was.
Was it partially horror?
Yes.
Okay, sci-fi horror.
Anyone else? Just come on, guys. You're all back in. Let's just get this thing. Throw questions at me.
Jason X.
No.
Is it a Vin Diesel movie?
Yes, it is.
It's one of those.
Wait. Who said? Hands up. What was your guess?
Pitch Black.
Gerald, you win. You're this week's Geek of the Week. Well done. It is Pitch Black.
Pitch Black come out.
2000.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that long ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it came out in the year 2000.
Cool.
Had a budget of 23 million, made 53.2, which...
It was a decent movie.
Yeah, I thought it was alright, and it had
Didn't see it.
the Chronicles of Riddick and Riddick that followed.
Yeah, I only saw the first one.
Yeah. Right, guys.
Immediately you picture a car, but then you realize he did other movies too.
On
Used to.
You did. I do want to hold this one under protest too. You told me no to is in multiple genres. You said no.
No, I said
No,
yes.
He said
Kind
I
of.
remember exactly.
kind of.
I really said no. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah,
my
I
bad.
definitely said like kind of. That's why people were guessing. Is it also comedy? Right. But
Well, it is sort of because it's got Vin Diesel in it, but
I mean, we're at the end of this, we're all winners here, and doesn't that matter the most?
yeah.
shut up, Derek.
Kinder, softer Davis.
Let's find out where we can find. Okay, so hang on. First of all, in the comments here, Ruth says Disney needs to remove Bob Iger and make more Alien movies with music and animated, like Marty said. Blondie guessed Starship Troopers. And they talked about Willy Wonka on the interview with Piers also. Well, there you go. I didn't see it. I only see clips. Not as I saw more than a meme though. So apparently, Winter Soldier Funko Pops are like $1.50 on Amazon right now. Wow. Right. How about that? Now let's find out where we can find everyone on social media. Starting with Marty. Where can the people find you?
Well, when Instagram comes back up, because it's been down all day, you can find me on there at What Would Jesus Glue. And you can find me here occasionally on Extreme Improv.
Awesome stuff. Where can we find you, Cap?
You can find me on Slugdies, where I sing, I dance, I throw myself in the bucket, and I work with puppets like Dave. So there's a new series called If Aladdin Had a YouTube Channel, part 1 and part 2 is out. And this week, featured this week, like Friday or Saturday, I'm still working on a good upload date because the viewership on certain time zones. It's going to be What If Dracula Had a YouTube Channel. It's going to be the same Dracula that I did on Extreme Improv, so it's a returning character, cross-franchising into a different universe, so go check it out there. And
Amazing.
also you can find me here on newer shows.
Awesome. Andy, where can the people find you?
There's many websites you can find me on. There is a show we're doing. It's almost 8 hours long with multiple scenes out in the Extreme Improv. This Friday, there are stand-up comedians also around the globe. Under Improv at Special Improv shows classes around the world. It is called Comic-Con Comics and Improvisers Extravaganza. But these are all the websites it's going to be on. Of course, my camera has to set up. There we go. That's kind of a mess up thing, but at least I'm getting there to an extent. But thank you.
Absolutely. Where can we find you, Tim? And Tim, also, do you want to mention about what we're doing tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm working with David. David's Extreme Improv is going to be on a 6-hour improv live stream I have where I'm fundraising for Vermont flood relief. A lot of heavy rains came by the region of New England and hit some states pretty hard. So working with a bunch of different improvisers, comedians, and performers around the world to do improv for 6 hours long. We're going to raise some money for the Vermont Community Foundation to help residents and businesses and communities recover from the floods.
Awesome.
Really excited to be working with David on this sort of thing and to also be working with a couple people here on it too. Thanks, Marty, for joining in on a couple hours of it as well. I think I'm going to have some fun. We're going to try out some new improv games. We'll have a couple of talks about who would win in a fight, if something like Superman or Goku. I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be fun to try and fill 6 hours of improv content with only about 4 days of planning.
Aha. Okay. Dave, where can the people find you?
You can find me here on Geek Battle and Extreme. Check out my Instagram when it's working, DaveMC1983, and check out my YouTube channel, DaveMC, where I upload Star Wars: The Old Republic gaming videos. The Imperial Agent storyline Chapter 2 is almost wrapping up this Saturday. And check out my talks on Star Wars and anything Doctor Who related.
Ooh, amazing stuff. Okay, our Geek of the Week, Gerald, where can the people find you?
Nowhere now, but I will be setting something up. I did want to ask Tim, how do people access and see what it is so they can donate and participate or whatnot?
Perfect. So I'm going to have a website. You're going to have to access the website directly itself. It's going to be link post that here, if that helps. To be honest, it's been more of a timeliness is an urgency thing. So I'm going to shout that out to your people. And I'll also have the Facebook Live event page as well, that's helpful. If you want to share that to your people too, we're going to take breaks every 50 minutes or 10 minutes, and that'll help me freshen up for the next hour. But this is the first time I'm going to be running something like this entirely online, so I'm looking forward to working out the kinks as I go and making a better second one the second time around.
Cool. And then, so Facebook, if you go to your page.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you go to your page. The name right here, Timothy Killay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be on my page. I will also, if you're interested in participating, it's from 12 to 6. I'm going to have a couple of hours that I still need people. Let me put that doodle up. Please send me a personal message, and I'll send that to you. And if you're anywhere, if you're in a car and you just want to mess around for 15 minutes, please join. I'll just have to get the information either through email or Facebook or Instagram.
And sorry again, what day?
Tomorrow. 12 to 6.
Cool.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Awesome.
Thanks again, David and everybody else.
Okay, no problem. Okay, join from a car. Who would do that, Tim? Right,
I want to mess around in a car.
I've done improv in a car.
Have you, Tim? Really?
Not in the summer though.
All right. Okay. So, for me, guys, my name is David Pistansky. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at David Pistansky. Do check out all of the books. Yeah, absolutely. Should hold something up. Right. So, check out all the books. And by all means, guys, go to all of the YouTube channels. Smash the subscribe button. If you're in the UK, we have some live shows coming up. At the Camden Fringe at the Camden Comedy Club on the 8th, 9th, 15th and 16th of August. Do go and book tickets to see us perform live on stage and in the flesh. And what else? I can't think. Oh yeah, so guys, we're going to have extreme improv shows the next 2 days. So there won't be one following this show tonight, but there will be one the next 2 nights. As just detailed by Tim, which will also be for the event that he just detailed, and as part of the extravaganza on Friday with Andy. So plenty more still to come this week. So until next time, stay safe, always stay extreme, live long and prosper, and ciao